Hello everyone and welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles. In the last episode we met Fiora, Dunban's sister, and learned about kind of Dunban's steady road to recovery. We learned some more about the Monado, about how it can't harm people. Interesting. We got a lot of side quests as well, which is what this is. So you'll notice this collectible is lit up in red, which means it's going to be what we need for a quest, which is the bug for one of the collection quests, the Giant Hornet. There we go. That monster is also one of our targets, but we're going to deal with them a little bit later. But yes, so while blue orbs are a random drop, they are a set random drops. So before you get each one, the game knows what it's going to be, and it can actually mark ones which are going to be useful for a quest that you've got in advance, which actually means also if you want to find one of those orbs for a quest you've got specifically, you can set that quest as your active one and it will get to it. But yes, the final thing we learnt last episode was we were pointed at, well, Shulk wanted to go and, these are all useful ones as well, apparently. Hey, there's another quest completed. Cross these ones off. And cross this one off as well. Look at that. You see, this one wasn't kidding on this episode when I say how fast you hammer through these side quests, actually. But yes, Ryan needed to go and gather ether cylinders from the Magmel ruins through Tafra Cave in order to, because that's what the Colonel wanted him to do, and Shulk agreed to go with him for some, company, moral support, all that kind of stuff. So that's actually where we're going at the moment, is we've headed up this place called Tafra Hill, which is full of bunnets, which we need to take out for a quest, but as I say, we'll get to that in a bit. For now, I do want to make sure it's going to be fairly rare, especially in the early game, that we have an episode which is entirely just side quest content. Always want to make sure we do make some kind of progress. First off from here, we get a view of the area down there. Yes, you can absolutely get to all of this area. That down there and that little kind of nook is where we started off with Shulk and Ryan after the kind of basically the beginning of the game. And yes, you can absolutely get to all of these areas. Perhaps you shouldn't with some of them, because they'll be full of nasty shit that will kill you. And in no way will the game stop you going there. It'll just be full of level 80-something monsters, which will give you a bad time. Up here we have Tafra Cave entrance, the landmark, and where we need to go for the quest.
You forgot something. You will be needing the transport cases, right?
Fiora!
I'm coming along as well. I'd feel better going with you boys than sitting at home worrying about you. So, let's get moving.
I knew she didn't trust me. Looks like it.
So, Fiora joins our party once again, and this is kind of why I didn't want to do a lot of the monster fighting stuff, because 3 people is a full party, and I wanted to do a lot of the monster stuff with a full party. Because now we have the party gauge. The party gauge shows the party's morale. The gauge increases when bonus effects or critical hits occur. Press B to spend some of your party gauge to revive an incapacitated read out of HP party member. And when the party gauge is full, we can do a fancy thing called a chain attack. Here to the left is a Defense Force soldier who will give us some more generic quests. This one asks us to kill Willow Bunevs. It's a monster quest, so it has multiple parts.
Yes.
Singing Brogs, these are all in Tafra Cave though, I must add.
Yes.
And Mel Lizards. But all of those are enemies within Tafra Cave, which we need to go to for the story in the long run, but we are not going to for now. For now, what we're going to do is take out some enemies. So, with 3 people fighting, we're just a lot more effective. So we'll start off, so these are both a wood bunnet types, there's level 3 and a level 4 one, which we need to kill. That little thing you noticed there was Battle Start Affinity. When you've got a full party and you press B at the right time for that thing, you will start the fight with a little boost to your party gauge and your, your tension. So tension is a bit of a measure of like how excited the party members are for the fights. In harder fights, you will lose tension with like fighting higher enemies or if the fight's going against you, so it's just a measure of kind of like how well is the fight going in your favour. Defeated some of those wood bunnets, and we get treasure chests for it with stiff hair, that's kind of grim. And more stiff hair, I suppose. We don't need to kill any of these, fortunately everything we do need is marked on the screen for us by the quest thing. So yes, tension and affinity are separate but related. Characters that have high affinity will also develop tension together with one another, and getting that kind of battle start affinity raises the tension at the beginning, which just makes... It's because I chose to start the fight, I can do that, whereas if an enemy attacks you, you automatically then tend to start with slightly lower tension on account of it. Now up here is a lot of bunnets we need to kill, but among them, unique monsters are much stronger than other monsters in the field. Defeat a unique monster, you will be rewarded with better quality items. Indeed, here is Evil Rangrot. He's level 6, we're level 6, which means it will be a relatively close fight, but he's also got bunnets with him. But we'll try and take on Evil Rangrot, and we get different music for it as well.
Right, let's do this.
Good luck, everyone.
This one's mine.
So I'm going to try and get behind him and use Backslash, which does extra damage. I'm going to get to the side of him and use Slit Edge, which also does extra damage. You'll notice he's got that pink thing above his head now. It's gone now, but he did have it. I'll inflict it again. He's now broken. That means his stance is a bit shaken. What Ryan then did is used a move that Ryan has to topple him. And, oh, we saw all three of them there. That is the full combo we got there. Break, topple, and daze. Break kind of knocks their stance off a bit. Topple knocks them on their ass. And daze stuns them briefly. You can only topple a broken enemy. You can only daze a toppled enemy. Shulk is good at breaking, Ryan is good at toppling, and Fiora is good at dazing. We now have the ability to do a chain attack. When you carry out a chain attack, you can select arts from the 3 members of the platform party to perform. During a chain attack, any arts that were still in the cooldown phase will be available regardless. Using arts of the same colour consecutively during a chain attack raises the level of damage or recovery. Decide what type of chain attack to avoid and perform it based on the circumstances. Talent arts, the kind of middle ones that charge with your auto attacks, will be any colour, so they can be a kind of wild card in the combination. After the third party member uses their art, a chain link may be activated, which lets you chain to the next person and keep going in a circle. The likelihood of that happening depends on the affinity of your party members, which is what it says there. You can do it up to 15 times. It's great. Let's do a chain attack. So, when a chain attack starts, we are completely in frozen time, and we can choose any art. It's telling us Slit Edge, attack from the side to lower physical defense, and it's got a little exclamation mark, which means we are at the side. So let's open with that. We now switch to Rhine, and I got 2 options here. If we use either of these red arts, Bone Upper, that's a funny one, and Hammer Beat, we'll get a 2 times bonus to it because they are the same colour. But because he's broken, note above his name in the top left of the kind of middle of the screen is the pink broken thing. Because he's broken, we can topple him. We'll lose our multiplier, but I think it's worth it to topple him. Now Fiora, we've not actually even seen Fiora's arts, but actually we haven't seen Ryan's arts anyway. She's also got a red art and a pink art, which can chain, but we've only got a green chain going at the moment here, which she can't chain with, but we're getting a chance symbol here. She has got Hidden Thorn, inflicts daze on an enemy suffering topple. So the 3 of them together, Shulk, Ryan, Fiora, in that order, break, topple, daze. So we will inflict daze on him. We don't get additional affinity, additional chain, but we conclude it there, and he is on the ground and dazed. I'm going to briefly heal Ryan with light heal, and we should have a good chance of doing an Evil Rangrot here, and there we did. That went way better than I was expecting. So that's taken out Evil Rangrot. The fight continues, because we've still got these other bunnets to take care of. But yes, a lot of the time you will spend a fight basically looking at the arts at the bottom and watching which ones are going to recharge. When you start a fight, all arts are just fully recharged. The timing is only within a battle. Equally, there's the final bunnet we needed to kill for that monster quest. Equally, you'll notice our health that's on the left just recharges automatically when you're outside of a fight, which is very nice as well. There's no healing or anything like that outside of combat. That's just everything is refreshed upon leaving combat. The unique monster dropped a gold chest. There's wooden, silver, and gold chests of the 3 types. So this will tend to have decent stuff in it. And indeed it does. A weapon for Ryan called the Crusher, night goggles that anyone can wear, and caravan gauntlets as well, some tough bonnet wood. And that was enough to apparently level up Fiora. So let's talk at this point about arts. So arts can be leveled up. This little red thing here tends to mean, like the little red dot next to arts means there's something we can do there. Because you can change the order and positioning of your arts on the kind of art palette depending on where you want them to be. Eventually you get more arts as you level up, and you can have more arts than you can actually have sets, so you choose which ones you want on. But you can also level arts up. You'll notice there it says we've got 274 AP. which means we can level up any of the arts. Backslash is a good one, Stream Edge is a good one, Light Heal. I'm going to actually level up Light Heal, because in the early game, healing can just be really useful. With Ryan, we can level up some of his arts a bit. War Swing is a really nice one that attacks any enemies around him in a circle. So, I should talk about people's roles at this point. Shulk is a bit of a glass cannon. He's good at doing backslash and slit edge, but he's not very defensive and terrible if he gets the aggro. Ryan is an absolute tank. His job is to draw all the aggro, everyone focuses on him, and he then deals damage. He can't deal a huge amount of damage, but he can deal a decent amount, and he can take a hell of a lot. War Swing is really good for that, because a number of Ryan's attacks will fill the talent gauge, which is his talent art in the centre. Mad Taunt, is it called? Mad Taunts. And when it fires off, it just generates a load of aggro. So it's really good for drawing in aggro from other enemies. So we'll give them War Swing, because War Swing also, it's a 4-hit combo, and every hit raises the talent gauge. So it basically just makes him very good at drawing aggro, which is his thing. Fiora's a bit of both. Like, she can take a bit more of a punishment than Shulk, but not as much as Ryan. And she's got less AP, so we will give Screw Edge, which also breaks. But Ryan's the only one that can topple with his art while down, which topples an enemy that's broken. Break and topple both only last for certain periods of time, but while they're toppled, they take extra damage, and while they're dazed, they can't do anything, and it takes any positive effects they have off them. Break, topple, daze, nice bit of combo there. We'll stick with Shulk for now, but then in a bit I want to switch things up a bit. Ridge Antles we have to kill for one of our monster quests. So Stream Edge, you'll see this art that I use quite a lot. Attach everything in a fan in front of Shulk and breaks all of them, which is really nice. Shulk's talent art, Turn Strike, also forces break on an enemy. So Shulk is very good at breaking things, which is hilarious because he's like an engineer apparently.
Good luck, everyone.
But he's also good if we position behind enemies and to the side. He just doesn't want to be the centre of attention, really. That does Monster Quest 1 Part 1. And a silver chest from it. Which gets us... some crystals. We'll talk about those in a bit. I'm going to switch up people's equipment quickly to check that it's all as good as it should be. So the Crusher for Ryan is quite a good weapon, because it comes with aggro up times 10, which is, well, times 10%, which is exactly what Ryan wants. That's a gem. This one's stuck to the weapon. You can make your own gems and customize, but if it says you on it like that one does, the Crusher, it has a gem permanently attached to it. This also slightly lowers his defense and block rate relative to the weapon he's currently got equipped, but it increases his minimum and maximum auto-attack damage, because it is a bit of RNG there, and ups his critical rate a bit, so very good, we'll have that. Also looks slightly cooler, I'll be honest. I'm going to see how we can set Ryan's appearance, actually, if we can set it to anything better than it is at the moment. Oh, we put the night goggles on him as well, which have night vision, which make him more accurate at night time. I can go for the Loki horns if we want, but no. I think everyone's equipped how we want. Let's change up the party order a little bit, and we'll take over Fiora for a bit. We'll put Fiora there, then we'll put Ryan in the middle, because Fiora can break, and that way Ryan can still topple, because 1, 2, 3 is the order you go in a chain attack, so always be kind of aware of what that is going to be. Now down here you notice these Vangs are marked. We actually don't need to kill Vangs per se, but we need Vang teeth. So we'll kill some of them for their dentition. So Fiora's auto attack is a bit faster than Shulk, and she can just take a bit more of a beating than he can. And yeah, her talent art is Butterfly Step, it says, which is a 4-hit combo that deals massive damage. So if we get ready to use it... But I think this guy's going to die before we've even got it charged. Either way, the charging up of the... there's one Fangtooth. The charging up of the talent art also carries between fights. There's your other Fangtooth. Brilliant. The only thing that doesn't carry between fights is the party gauge. In the top left, you'll notice it's kind of full, but it is diminishing, and will diminish constantly while you are out of battle. So just always be aware of that, I suppose. Apparently there's something else we still... no, there's a collectible we need to get over here. It's one of 2 Rainbow Zirconias we need. Yes, a lot of the time you can just kind of follow the maps, and they will tell you what you need to do. For now... The collectibles I'm intending to just kind of gather as we go along, so we're down here at the colony entrance. I think we do still need it to be night, because we're going to go and kill ourselves a Brog. You know, I'm actually going to walk to the main entrance, because it's slightly faster than walking. So, down there on the beach is our target, the Brog, and we can hop through here. If you jump off a high cliff, You will take 4 damage, but obviously if you're out of combat, it will recover. So as long as you don't land in a fight or do more than your total HP's worth of damage to yourself, you'll probably be fine. This is a cute brog. It's a weird little frog-looking thing. Let's break it. See if Ryan's going to topple it. Yes, he is. And then we can daze it. The AI is generally fairly good at knowing to topple when you've done break or dazing when they've been toppled and stuff like that, so it's nice to forcing that combo. There's the brog we wanted to kill, which is great. And this drops, ooh, a silver chest, which gets us a different driver, and medicinal brog oil. Disgusting. Our next target, we need it to be daytime, so let's dial the clock forward a bit. And with that, a couple of crabbles appear. I actually can't remember if we specifically need to kill crabbles. Oh, let's use... That was Butterfly Hit, by the way. Butterfly Strike, Fiora's talent art. It's real powerful. What I wanted to kill that crabble for was its small shell. For Material Quest 1, which is very nice, but apparently we do need to keep killing them. It's nice that the game does remind you just with quest markers what you need to kill, either because you need to kill them in their own right, or because you need some material that they drop. While down there, and then, oh, didn't even get a chance to get the days in. Wonderful. Is this crabble is also on the kill list. There we go. And it's just, you really do find yourself altering your path to get collectibles. I'm just like, ooh, I can get one here, and then, like, it's really annoying when you're like, I want to go over here, but there's a collectible over here, and you find yourself charting a very wiggly path to where you want to go because you're like, but I could get collectibles along the way. Very enjoyable. Right, that's that monster quest cleaned up with crabbles. So now what we need to do is I'm actually going to mostly just to show it off. I'm going to target this quest on here is we are going to target one of our challenge quests. I believe is it challenge 2 that's Verdant Blukal or Bluckle. Both sound silly. That Verdant Blukal is just to the north of here. If I bring up the map, there he is. So let's head over to that point. So you'll notice I said that the party gauge, you can charge it up in fights, and then it will slowly decrease over multiple fights. You can absolutely use that. Same with the each character's talent gauge. Like, I'm specifically not using Fiora's butterfly step here because I want to keep that ready. And there is certainly something to be said for using smaller enemies to build up your party gauge before going into a fight with a more dangerous enemy. And as a reminder, what tops up the party gauge in the top left is scoring critical hits, or getting off special effects like using backslash or side or slit edge from the back or from the side, or encouraging other party members, which we hadn't had a chance to actually do yet, but that's good enough. Let's take on Verdant Bluckle. I'm going to stay back a little bit and let Ryan take the aggro in the first instance, because I want to get behind it to do Power Smash. So let's do that. And if I haven't got the aggro, which I haven't, let's try. Oh, I have. Right, let's break him first. And hopefully Ryan's going to topple him. Come on, I want you to see. Wild down, Ryan. Do it. Wild down. There we go. Now let's daze him. And while he's dazed, let's do Butterfly Step for the 4-hit combo. That's nice, and we are ready for a chain attack. Wonderful. So here I can't do break, topple. Well, actually, I could do break and topple, but I'm not going to do it. I'm actually just going to go for the 3 times. So I'm going to do Power Smash from behind. Ryan is right here, and he can do War Swing. So each one of those hits is multiplied, and then finally Shulk is at the side, so he can do Slit Edge with a 3 times multiplier, because all 3 of those we used were red arts. And that was a fairly powerful chain attack, which has weakened him considerably, which is great. So there, what happened there, that was what I mean by kind of encouragement. So Shulk scored a critical hit, and we timed the burst affinity with it, which means that added massively to the party gauge, because we said, nice hit, Shulk, basically. You can do that either when someone else scores a critical hit, or if they miss, because accuracy is a thing, attacks can miss. If they miss, they go, oh shit, I missed, and then you can press B at the right time on that circle as well, and you'll say, oh, don't worry, you'll get it next time, which also increases the party gauge. Very cool. Shulk and Ryan have leveled up. Fiora, she hasn't been with us as much, she's a little bit behind, but got a load of cool stuff from that Caterpile, including a new weapon for Ryan. Let's see if that's any better than what we've got. That's not Ryan. There we go. Million Driver. Ooh, it's very different. Higher min but lower max damage, increases that. Doesn't have the aggro drawer. I'm going to stick with the Crusher for now, but I might change to that later, we'll see. We've also got some heavy armor that Ryan actually can't wear yet. Let's let's talk about skills at this point. Actually, no, we've apparently got some arts to level up. Who's got arts? Ryan's got arts. So Ryan's got a new art. He's got Rage, which is an aura. So an aura, when you activate it, stays on as you'd imagine and has an effect. So Rage, for example, means it increases his physical. Well, it means he takes 25% less physical damage. It increases spike damage, which is 90 damage. It gives him spike damage 90, which means every time he's attacked, he deals 90 damage automatically back to his attacker. But it also lowers his own attack power. But that lasts for 12 seconds, so he's got that. It's alright. What I want to talk about was skills and skill trees. These are different to arts. There is one for each character. That's actually, there's 3 for each character. They have a series of passive skills which are always active. Like, for example, allows medium weight armor to be equipped. More HP is restored when reviving a party member. Any ones that are lit up, like this one, we've got. And we're working towards this one. You see it says there, SP, skill points, 207 out of 700. Basically, almost every action in the game, like discovering a new place, completing a quest, something like that, gives you XP, experience, SP, skill points, and AP, art points. Skill points will go towards the next skill on whatever tree you've got active at the moment. We've got the integrity tree active, which means that these skills they'll always be unlocked if we get them unlocked, but these are ones which we're unlocking at the moment. And also, having integrity active will increase block rate, as it says there on the top right there. Prioritizing this trait will increase block rate. Humanity will improve ether, and intuition will increase agility. And we also have some useful skills that we can get from him. Healing arts restore more HP, increases tension from battle start affinity. We'll put shock on intuition. Fiora, counter-attack rate, strength up above. We'll leave Fiora on courage, I think, and Ryan is... We probably want to get Ryan to heavy equipment, because that's one of the most useful things he can do, so let's put him on enthusiasm, which will also improve his critical hit rates while it's on. So that gives him 2% to critical hit rate while it's there, whereas Spirit would give him 10% to strength while we're on it. So that's skills. Skills just a thing that kind of will just fire up passively in the background occasionally. With that, I actually want to... I'm umming and ahhing about whether to put that million driver on Ryan. It's a more stable attack, lower maximum but higher minimum, and that defense and ether defense and block rate is quite good, even if it doesn't have the critical rate. Let's put the million driver on him, why not? We'll talk about gem slots a little later. With that, what I actually want to do is head back to the Ether Light and do some shopping. So here I'm going to sell everything that we're not currently using, and that's really easy to do actually. You just hold L down, and it will just mince through everything you're not using. Obviously, you have to be fairly confident that anything you haven't equipped is stuff you don't want. I'm fairly confident with that, so there we go. I did sell that heavy armor, which I actually didn't mean to. There's no way to undo, is there? I'm an idiot. This is quite a nice little thing there. That red exclamation mark next to Rainbow Zirconia means this is part of a quest. We need 2 of them for a quest, so it's the game telling you, maybe don't sell that one. Let's see if we want to buy anything, but I don't think we do. Oh no, defense knives for Fiora will be handy, because we didn't have Fiora last time we were here. So I've got some more equipment for Fiora. She got the defense knives, which are a little better. Unfortunately, got some good equipment in the form of bikini top and bikini bottoms, which can only be worn by a female party member. But this is the nice thing I was saying about being able to equip whatever appearance you want, which is quite nice. There you go, none of this bikini nonsense. The bikini stuff is actually genuinely quite good. They HP up, because that's what I think of when I think of bikini. Whatever. With that, I think it's time to talk about gems. So gems are little things you can stick onto equipment that will give them a little boost. If we talk to the gem man over here, he'll explain it a little bit more. Hey there, young'un, I got something that might interest you. Rather, it's something to tell you. It's about this here furnace. When creatures die, they leave ether crystals behind. Everyone knows that, don't they? Ether particles in the body are... Oops, that stuff's complicated. Just remember that creatures drop ether crystals when they die. But I haven't got to the best part yet. Ready? Don't be shocked. This furnace compresses ether crystals and removes impurities. You can use it to make ether gems. What? No reaction? Ugh, kids these days, you don't know how amazing this thing is. You can use the furnace to make ether gems. They've got the powers of ether crystals, but highly condensed. Those ether gems can give you all sorts of powers. They're great for use in the home or by the defense force. Just put them in weapons or armor with slots. What? That's not much of a reaction. Ugh, never mind, it'll probably be quicker for you to try it. If you want to give it a try, just put gems in your weapon slots. That weapon of yours will do fine. And he gives us some gems, HP up 2 and strength up 2. So strength up will increase your strength by 2, HP up will by 20, HP up will increase your maximum HP by 12. And as it says here, yes, gems have various qualities. If a gem is inserted into a piece of equipment that has a slot, the weapon takes on that quality. Highlight an empty slot and add it in. So this is what you'll have noticed, some equipment and weapons have S next to them, which means they've got this spare slot, which means we can slap a gem in them. So for Ryan, strength up, real handy. For Shulk, he's got more slots than we can actually conceivably fit, but let's give him HP up, and none of these guys use ether at all, so ether up, not useful as the party currently stands. So there we go. And that gets us an achievement for that hits the slot for using a gem for the first time. Now, I mentioned this briefly in passing, but there's a thing called trading, which you can use to get stuff, other than, basically there's two ways of generally getting things. Finding them out and about, from either killing monsters or from collectibles, or by trading with people. Any NPC can be traded with by pressing Y, so this is Cheryl. If we trade with her, you'll trade with me. Items are exchanged 1 for 1. Choose the item you want to offer among those offered by the person you're talking to. You can trade if you hand over an item that's worth more money than the one you want to take. Searching around for an item you don't mind parting with and agree to trade. Hand over a really valuable item and you might get some kind of bonus. And she trades us a small scale, which is exactly what we need for Materials Quest 2, I think, I can't remember. And you can trade in return any collectible or any material that we've got. Small scale's worth 90, so anything more than 90 will do, and I think literally everything we have is worth more than that. So let's just give her a small shell. I don't know. I know we don't need a small shell because we've already completed the quest that had those. You don't get refunded the difference or anything like that, but there is a thing called an overtrade, which is if you trade... Everyone has, and literally every NPC has an overtrade item, which is if you trade them more than their overtrade... So let's say their overtrade value is 500. If you trade them... If they trade you something which is worth 100 and you trade it for something that's worth 600, so a difference of 500 or more, you'll get their overtrade item. Everyone has a different overtrade item and a different level at which it will kick in. You'll see when we use it a bit more later. I wasn't kidding when I said how much stuff there is in this game, but just roll with it. It's just, there's a lot of layers to it, but you don't have to worry about most of it too much. So that completes that materials quest. So, I just want to see actually if there's anything more we can fill in with the Collectopedia. Now we've got a few more collectibles. We can! So we can complete the fruit bit, which gives us an agility up gem. Ooh, that's quite nice, especially for Shulk. Shulk, so agility is your ability to hit and dodge, and Shulk is particularly good with that because his armor isn't great, his physical defense, but his agility is quite good, and with that bit of buffs in, he can dodge. He can't take many hits, but he can dodge very well. Adding the Rainbow Zirconia... Okay, right, this is going to slightly fuck us, because that's given us a strength 2, but we did need that Rainbow Zirconia. It was one of 2 we needed for a quest, so now we do need to find some Rainbow Zirconias somewhere. We can't fill in flower or bug fully yet, or veg, but there we go. I'd recommend trying for every area you're in, try and complete the Collectopedia sooner rather than later, because the items you get for it are fixed. So these items, like these gems, are useful now. If we come back, 30 hours into the game and complete the Colony Line Collectopedia, they ain't going to be so useful, because they'll just be like very basic level gems. Or items. They're not always necessarily gems, but yeah, they are timed really to when you first get to an area. We will give Shulk an agility up on his trousers. There are some weapons that have some gems that have a specific effect on a weapon or a specific effect on armor, but stat gems can be equipped to weapon or armor or anything. Like, for example, I'm going to put strength up on Fiora's defense knives. There we go. Right. With that, we can actually make now a little bit of progress, I think. Yeah, let's head up to Tafra Cave entrance. We're not going to make any progress, though. Tafra Cave is where we need to go. But I need to go down there. Funny little quirk of Xenoblade Chronicles. Any fall of any distance is perfectly survivable if you land in water. Nice little touch. Well, it's not a nice little touch, it's just sometimes bloody handy. We've got various things to take care of on this beach down here. As you can see from the map here, a lot of stuff to do. First off are lake flamies and light skeeters. Not only do we need to kill the flamies for one of the monster quests, though these are actually quite high level, or similar level to us. But yeah, not only do we need to kill them, but also they will have a good chance of dropping Yokeless Flamea eggs that we need for one of the materials quests. So let's kill a pair of these. And that completes the monster quest, and now let's see if they have dropped the eggs we require. Hey, there we go, and some sweet boots as well. So that crosses off the materials quest. Brilliant. I believe there's still some light skeeters that we need to kill, which are up here. These ones, by the way, light skeeters, only kicking them out during the day. If an enemy is up in the air, eventually, hopefully they'll come down. There we go. Oh, Fiora learned an art. Ooh, Lacerate. This is a cool one. Inflicts bleed. As you can imagine, bleed is takes damage over time. So that's quite a handy one. More than Shulk as well, Fiora has a bit of a thing of her. It's like about inflicting status conditions, so stuff like break, daze, bleed. Like if I use that, then it starts bleeding. So it'll just be losing damage occasionally. But as I say, we're getting through most fights pretty quickly because these are all fairly basic enemies at this stage. One more Skeeter that we need to kill. I'm sure it'll show up. There we go, there's one. Unfortunately, it's out over the water. So, when an enemy is out of your reach, you can do what's called luring them. Or at least you normally can. The fact it won't let me lure this Skeeter is very strange. To the point where I'm going to go and target this Skeeter instead, because he looks more inherently fightable. But yes, luring them if you're close enough. Oh, apparently luring just doesn't work on a flying enemy. What do you know? But yeah, you can lure them in and basically force them to start a fight with you. So with that, we've killed the Skeeters we needed for a monster quest. So next we need to find ourselves a baby Amu. Killing that is about as enjoyable as you think it's going to be for something with as cute of a name as Baby Amu. So we're going to switch up a little bit to let everyone in the party shine. Let's switch up to Rhine. That rhymes, so definitely a good idea. So these little things are Amus. They're like little rhino-looking things. They're very cute. But unfortunately, we apparently have to kill one. So, well, there we go. Because they're quite armoured, they can be a little tougher to take down, and I'm really... Like, for some reason, Fiora's holding the aggro there, because I think Ryan doesn't output a huge amount of damage, so he's got to focus on keeping the aggro, whereas Shulk and Fiora get it quite easily from the amount of damage they do. But we've toppled him. I was hoping that Fiora was going to daze him there, but she did not. There we go.
Good to see you working hard, Ryan.
All right, we came through.
We've definitely gotten stronger.
Nice job.
Yeah, you get the little after-battle quotes that are quite nice as well, and dependent upon affinity. The more affinity among your party members, you unlock different kind of like after-battle things. That's quite cool. Up next, we have got ourselves a unique monster to fight, so let's head to Outlook Park. And the monster we are looking for only appears at Outlook Park at night time. Well, not actually Outlook Park, but near here. What we want to do is actually head down here into this spooky, cool waterhole. And indeed, stalking around is the Lake Magdalena. I was really hoping I could get the drop in it. So, because it started the fight now, we don't get affinity or anything at the start, which is annoying. That's where Ryan's War Swing is real handy though, because there it does that. A lot of damage to a lot of enemies around. We broke it there and I should have toppled it, but I didn't. But we've broken it again. Now I've toppled it. Excellent. Right, unless I'll just do this fight. Oh, there we go. I'll just do this fight unless anything particularly exciting happens. Also, this music when you're fighting a unique monster is called "You Will Know Our Names," and it's fantastic. I haven't talked about it much so far, but by and large, the music in this game is fucking great, and it's probably my favorite single game soundtrack. Is Xenoblade. It's very, very good. You see here, Fiora was dazed and we had the opportunity to help her. Missed it, but there we go. Fiora is about to die, but she didn't. Okay, cool, there we go. I was going to say she was about to die, and she is. She's on 19 health. And I've got enough party gauge to revive her if she dies, but that actually hasn't been necessary yet. Well, I'll clean up a few of these pawn Piranhaxes that attacked along with the Magdalena. Oh, and it dropped a gold chest. Any enemy has any chance of dropping a wooden, a silver, or a gold chest. It could just happen. But it's more likely unique monsters almost always tend to drop gold chests. Anything useful? Yes, another rag bone hammer. Oh, right. So, this is one of the little random elements of this. Ryan has a million driver. We now have a million driver with 2 slots. So let's take this gem off this one. And equip him the 2-slotted version. Exactly the same other than that, but we get an additional slot, which is always going to be handy. We haven't actually got a gem to fill that slot, but there we go. Now from here, that we're in this little secret bit here, we can follow out to a bit of a new location. If you look at the map, we can get... I was going to go around there, but I think that actually might be a collectible we need out in the middle of the colony lake here. Swimming, by the way, you do A, remarkably fast, and B, you can swim absolutely indefinitely, which is really nice. I was going to go down to the kind of like bottom left there, where that left exclamation mark is a place called Cliff Lake, but I'm going to quickly detour because the map is telling me that something, a collectible that I need is over here. I'm presuming this is probably going to be a Rainbow Zirconia, because I think that's the only collection quest I've still got ongoing at the moment. There we go. Always worth the detour. Right, let's head over and follow this map around. And let's enjoy the music of it here. This is Colony 9 Night. It's a really nice track. So here Fiora has died, but we can revive her like that by using a chunk of the party gauge. We can also encourage her because she's a bit demoralised having, been killed, which doesn't cost any party gauge, but does get us a little bit of affinity between Ryan and Fiora, and also levels up the party gauge a little bit. Moves it up a bit, which is all very nice. I believe we've killed all the Crabbles we need to, so that is us done in the Cliff Lake. Let's head back to the Central Plaza in Colony 9. I'm aware this has probably been a massive episode, but oh well. So over here next to the Crash Mobile Artillery, we can actually hop over the fence, because if you'll notice from the map, there's some stuff we need to get on this part of the map over here that we've not been to so far, which is this little thing called either Hazai Cape or Agora Shore, I can't remember which. But we'll find out when we get over there. Watching out for those level 70 enemies there, which is a bit scary. Here we are at Hazai Cape. And our real goal here are the Crabbles. Here are stone Crabbles, and this is the only place you get them. We only need to kill, I think, 2 or 3 of them. So let's just do this quickly. Brilliant. With the stone Crabbles done, we have done all of the generic quests that there are in Colony 9, which is great. And we get this cool view as well of the colony. So we, I think, will hold what has probably been another giant episode here. It's just because I don't want to spend loads of episodes just doing side quests in the first stage. I want to have some point to every episode. So it's like, you know what? More than in other series, I'm trying to draw episode lines based on getting stuff done rather than necessarily time. Often those two will coincide, but not always. So, we've done the generic quests. Next episode, we're going to do a couple of named quests. There's a handful of them that should only take a couple of minutes. And then we are going to start pushing through Tafra Cave to get those ether cylinders. Hope you'll join me then. Thank you very much, and good day.